The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Sally's Dilemma, a pregnancy, two potential fathers, and a battle for love. Sally Spectra had always been a fiery force to be reckoned with in Genoa City, but nothing could have prepared her for the whirlwind that would unravel after a routine checkup revealed a life-altering truth. She was pregnant. While most would find joy in such news, for Sally it was the beginning of an emotional maelstrom, as the burning question loomed. Who is the father of her child? Billy Abbott and Adam Newman, two men who had recently shared Sally's bed and her heart, were both equally plausible candidates. But Sally's situation was far from a mere question of biology. It was a storm of unresolved emotions, competing loyalties, and lingering heartbreak that would test not only her resilience but also the relationships she thought she had figured out. A complicated past. Adam Newman, ever the enigma, had been a significant part of Sally's life for quite some time. Their relationship was a volatile mix of passion and pain. Despite their undeniable chemistry, Adam had let Sally down more times than she could count. The most devastating of those failures was when Sally had carried his child, only to lose the baby shortly after birth. That loss left scars on both of them, and though Sally had tried to move forward, the pain never entirely faded. Then came Billy Abbott, the man who had unexpectedly stolen her heart in the aftermath of her heartbreak with Adam. Billy was everything Adam wasn't: steady, empathetic, and willing to meet Sally where she was emotionally. He gave her a sense of security she hadn't realized she craved. As their relationship blossomed, Sally began to envision a future with Billy, one where the wounds Adam had left behind could finally heal. But life had other plans. This new pregnancy reopened old wounds and raised new questions. Could she truly leave the past behind? And more pressingly, which man was the father of her child? A rivalry reignited. The moment Adam and Billy learned of Sally's pregnancy, a bitter rivalry ignited. Both men were determined to be part of Sally's life and, more importantly, the life of the child. Adam saw the pregnancy as a second chance, a way to atone for the pain he had caused Sally and perhaps rekindle the connection they once shared. Billy, on the other hand, saw the situation as an opportunity to solidify his bond with Sally and step into the role of a loving partner and father. For Sally, the attention was overwhelming. Adam's attempts to prove his worth were relentless, as he showered her with gestures meant to remind her of their once strong connection. Meanwhile, Billy's quiet but steadfast support offered a stark contrast. He wasn't trying to win her over with grand displays, but instead focused on being there for her emotionally, a fact that Sally found increasingly appealing. The tension between Adam and Billy reached a boiling point when both men began making claims about what was best for Sally and the baby. Adam accused Billy of exploiting Sally's vulnerability, while Billy fired back that Adam's intentions were purely selfish. Their clashes escalated, each determined to prove their devotion, but their behavior only added to Sally's stress. Sally's heart versus the truth. As the weeks passed, Sally found herself leaning more toward Billy. Her feelings for him had grown deeper, and she couldn't ignore the sense of calm he brought to her chaotic life. Deep down, she wanted Billy to be the father of her child, believing that he would provide the stable, loving family life she had always yearned for. But there was one problem: biology didn't care about emotions. The truth of the baby's paternity could only be revealed through a DNA test, and Sally knew that no amount of wishing would change the results. She struggled with the idea of what her future would look like if Adam were the father. Could she put aside the pain of their past for the sake of their child? Or would the cycle of hurt repeat itself? Meanwhile, Adam's insecurities began to surface. He sensed Sally's growing affection for Billy and felt the sting of rejection. The thought of losing Sally to Billy was almost unbearable, but what hurt even more was the possibility of losing his chance to be a father again. Adam knew he had made mistakes, but he believed he deserved redemption, and he was determined to fight for it. The DNA test and the aftermath. The day of the DNA test finally arrived, and with it came an unbearable mix of anticipation and dread. Sally, Adam, and Billy all knew that the results would change their lives forever. For Sally, it wasn't just about determining the father, it was about deciding the future of her family. When the results came back, the truth was both a revelation and a challenge. Adam was the biological father of Sally's baby. The news was a bittersweet moment for everyone involved. For Adam, it was a chance to start over, to prove that he could be the man Sally and their child deserved. For Billy, it was a heartbreaking realization that, while he might not share a biological connection with the baby, his love for Sally was unwavering. Sally, caught in the middle, faced the most difficult decision of all. Despite the DNA results, her heart belonged to Billy. She chose to continue her relationship with him, vowing to co-parent with Adam in a way that ensured their child would never feel the tension that once plagued her relationships. A new chapter. As Sally prepared for motherhood, she found herself reflecting on the twists and turns that had brought her to this moment. While the journey had been far from easy, it had also taught her the importance of resilience, forgiveness, and love. For the first time in a long time, Sally felt a sense of hope, not just for herself, but for the new life growing inside her. Adam, though disappointed by Sally's choice, resolved to be the best father he could be. He promised to support her and Billy, knowing that their unity would ultimately benefit the child. And Billy, now firmly by Sally's side, embraced his role as her partner, ready to face whatever challenges came their way. As the days passed, the question that once loomed large, who is the father, faded into the background. What mattered most was the future they were building together. For Sally, Adam, and Billy, the road ahead would be complicated, but it would also be filled with opportunities for growth, healing, and love.